Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the Silver Surfer Warlock Resurrection issue number 3 by Jim Starlin, and we're going to continue where we left off in the previous video. So Silver Surfer and Pip the Troll and Adam Warlock are now in the realm of Mephisto, and Mephisto has the soul of Shalla-Bal, and they wanted to retrieve the soul and return him to her. They basically resurrected her, but it was more like a flesh, a shell, if you will, and the soul was missing. So decided to go to Hades to retrieve it. And Adam Warlock, banters with Mephisto, and he said, "Hey, just give the soul back, and we are on our way." But of course, that's not how it works with Mephisto, and he turns him into ashes. What I also like is the classic look of Mephisto, but there's some things that I don't like about the character, more like visually, but we come a little bit later to that if I'm not forgetting. So, Pip the Troll bails because this was not what he was bargained for, and we have again a stalemate between the Surfer and Mephisto. And Mephisto and Surfer are very, enemies for a very long time because Mephisto wants his soul because it was pure, and he covered it very, very, very long time. And his hatred grew for the Silver Surfer, and they have been in this position before. And Silver, confronts him with that, but then he doesn't wait. He attacks the Surfer, but they are now in Mephisto's realm, and Mephisto is here, supreme, if you will. Mephisto eats him and, spits him out, basically. I love it, that this visual that he's coming into his stomach and the whole thing, erupts and he spits him out. And then Silver Surfer is now, more or less powerless. And but then he says, "Well, are you now going to bargain with me again for my soul? I mean, that's what we are doing for years now, and it ends always the same. That Mephisto loses the whole time, but Mephisto thinks that he has now the upper hand because the circumstances has changed, and so what Surfer is now doing is, try to make a deal again with Mephisto, and he says, "You want me to beg? Prostrate would be preferable. On your knees, though it's acceptable." And he says, "Prevent your proposal, and I shall consider it." And then he says, "I'm gonna play a twisted game, free Shalla-Bal, and allow my friends to return to the flesh. My soul is yours." See this whole how Mephisto looks. He looks basically, and that's what I like about Jim Starlin's art. He can make villains that looks scrawny, miserable, ugly, evil, and they are very powerful. What I don't like about this rendition is his look. He has some very pointy nose and a pointy chin, as you can see here on the cover. That's not really what I like, but this is classic Mephisto. I also love that he has those crimson gloves on, like a true villain, and these old school boots. Classic stuff. I love that. Mephisto says, "No," and he punches him away. Because there was some changes, because there was a long time that he coveted his soul, but that he doesn't want it anymore. And Silver Surfer asked why. Well, it seems that through the years, later was revealed that Surfer he was Galactus' herald, and he led him to planets which Galactus is, on which Galactus feasts. And most of these worlds are inhabited. But through the years, we discovered, I believe in the issues of Silver Surfer or in other comics, that Galactus has tempered with the soul and mind with Silver Surfer, so he doesn't feel guilty anymore. So basically, he manipulated him to, as Mephisto says, his manipulations granted you absolution. He virtually turned you into a saint, but you were a saint with clay feet. I love these play on words that modern writers are not doing anymore. It's just always straightforward with, I don't know. I just love these classic play on words with, going back to, I don't know, maybe to, how do you say, words like, well, I spoke of this before, and how sometimes Doctor Doom speaking, in the third reference, or even Thor, that he is, using that Asgardian language, and even Mephisto using, I don't know, Freudian, maybe, wordplay, coming from, I don't know, 16th century or maybe even before that, old language, if you will. I like that very much. So Mephisto throws him aside, and he says, well, I'm going to keep the soul of Shalla-Bal. Her agony will be great, and so will yours, knowing this. And he says that he is going to enjoy the torture of her, and that, well, Surfer can do anything. He, well, also enjoys his suffering because he's basically helpless now because, well, Mephisto doesn't want his soul. Surfer is, going mad, and he attacks Mephisto again, but, he cannot, beat him. And then out of nowhere, his friends come, Pip the Troll. We have Drax here, classic Drax. I love classic Drax. Even Gamora, and then they battle him, and Norrin wants to get the stone, and he said, that's not gonna happen. And then he's getting attacked by Moondragon, and then he snaps his fingers like Thanos. So, well, this was before Thanos snaps his finger in the MCU, and they are, turned into, I don't know, they are being holed. I don't know, maybe ashes, maybe stone, maybe concrete. And then he does this. He puts the soul of Shalla-Bal in hellfire, tortures her where everybody can see it, and Surfer begs her not to do it, and she screams. And and it continues for a while, and Surfer cannot do anything. And then I also love this display of power that we don't see much anymore. So you can see that in his world, Mephisto is absolute. He is basically a god here. And all these small visual touches, I mean, even Pip, looks comical, but, it looks just stunning. Even, with the blinking of his eyes, turns them, I don't know, holds them hostage here in these massive pile of stone or whatever it is. And then he says, there's somebody speaks to him. And he turns around and he also sees this. It cannot be, he says. And then out of nowhere, something very visual cool happens. Adam Warlock breaks free of hellfire ashes. And he says, Mephisto says, apparently even stripped of omnipotence, Jesus, what's the English word? How does omnipotence? It doesn't matter. You can read it. My English is bad. And you still possesses a trick or two. So, also this small thing, this wordless art here, awesome. It's just awesome. Visual storytelling at its finest. So, now is Adam Warlock is challenging Mephisto. And he says, my soul gem makes me the master of all spirits. Mephisto says, mortal spirits. That's a restriction that has yet to be tested. A boast worth risking eternal damnation to prove. Again, love this visual, what you always see when you see his grin and his chin, not his eyes. And then he says, yes, then let it be your infinity gem pitted against my ebon depths. Agreed. And they're going to have a fight in the next issue. Yeah, man, awesome. Just awesome. I'm going to read it after this one. Going to make a review later, maybe this week or a little bit later. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot get enough with Jim Starling's work. It's just great. And we see just, classic Adam Warlock, classic Silver Surfer, classic Mephisto, classic Drax, classic Gamora. Well, Pip the Troll is, yeah, even he is classic. Yeah, great stuff, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for issue 4, which is the last issue of the series. And I'll see you next time.